First of all, I want to say thank you to the Cleveland Browns for teaching me how to be a resilient man who knows how to persevere. Because since 1979, as a football fan, I have had to persevere every single year. So thank you, Cleveland Browns organization. You have taught me endurance. Now, let me teach you guys something as an organization about leadership. When you select people to lead at any level in an organization, you've got to evaluate who someone is, not just what they can do. In 2014, you had an opportunity to select a quarterback in the draft. You went with a guy named Johnny Manziel, who could do some amazing things. Unfortunately, he was doing some awkward things off the field. But you chose to reject that, neglect that whole facet. People questioned his level of commitment. People questioned his level of preparedness or his desire to prepare. And yet, as an organization, we thought, I guess that'll be okay. Being an NFL quarterback doesn't require too much preparation, evidently. And so you selected him and you see how that went. And then in 2018, you drafted first overall a quarterback named Baker Mayfield, someone who did amazing things on the football field. But there were also some issues off the football field. People questioned his level of maturity. I think most people could see in his career that he's a guy who played with a chip on his shoulder, which seems like a really good thing. In the short run, someone who has a chip on their shoulder tends to perform well. But at some point, when a person has a certain level of success, a chip on your shoulder, it only takes you so far. And so here we have a guy with a level of maturity that probably wasn't real high, and you selected him to lead your organization on the football field. Now, maybe you saw that. The question becomes, who did you put in his life to help him be a different person? We oftentimes focus on the X's and O's of what someone needs to do, but ultimately, what someone can do all hinges on who they be as a person. So, character issues, maturity issues are always going to play a massive role in what someone becomes. So now it's 2022, and we're still desperate for a quarterback in Cleveland. So, what do? We turn to Deshaun Watson, who everyone knows there's this looming cloud, very dark cloud over his personal life. What is going on in his personal life? But we look at what he does on the football field and we say, well, we want him to do that on our football field. And we didn't evaluate clearly who is this person? Who do they be, not just what do they do on the field? And now, as an organization, you're clearly paying a massive price for selecting someone and paying someone and getting married to someone based on what they can do, but not evaluating who they be. Now, I'm not putting judgment on these three quarterbacks. I think, frankly, they are kind of a microcosm of all of us as men. I think about most men when they're 18 and 20 and 22. I think we all struggle with our level of maturity. You look at Baker Mayfield, and he's gone through a couple organizations now. I think it's humbled him, and I think it's changed him, and he's starting to rise up as a quarterback because he's risen up as a man. Humility has helped that to happen. When Deshaun Watson was facing so much turmoil in Houston, he should have been humbled. He should have been thankful to even still be in the NFL and able to play this game. Instead, he and his agent are declaring the kind of contract they want. And we're only going to take this. As a human, he should have been humbled. He should have had a level of remorse that changed him. And instead, He's squaring his shoulders boldly and declaring his demands on where he plays next. As an organization, the Cleveland Browns should have said, boy, I think this guy's a great quarterback, but there's no doubt that who he is as a person, there's something going on here that we cannot touch. But that mistake was made. So I think as humans, we should all look at the Cleveland Browns and we can all look in the mirror and learn this one lesson. We make decisions in life. When we're deciding who to bring into our organizations, when we decide who to do business with, when we decide who we want to date or marry, we should consider not just what a person can do, but who the person actually is.